Hi there, welcome back. So in today's video we're going to use this lovely mould that we got from Panda Hall. So this was part of the Panda Hall video that we did a little while ago, which you can find in our playlist. We've still got a discount code, I believe it's 10% for people who want to go download their app, use their website. That expires end of June. We're also going to use these fantastic glitter tints from Jules at Resin Jules. You've got to go and check her site out. Her glitters, tints, stunning. So there you go. I've said stunning already too many times. We're also going to use some lovely butterfly moulds and these fantastic mica powders from Arteza and also from Istolio. So everything that we used in today's video will be listed in the description box. We're going to apply the mica powders into this butterfly mould, which is what I'm about to show you now. So this has been sped up slightly because I did take my time doing this, although it is just about to be sped up there. So what I was trying to do here, I was just trying to get a few different shades of pink into the wings of all these 6 different butterflies. Now, we don't use all 6 of them in this project. We're only going to use a couple, and you'll see where those are going to be a bit later on in the video. So you're going to have to stay tuned and watch it to find out what we do with them. The others that we don't use, we will use in other projects or adapt them for keyrings, handbag charms, bookmarks, and so on. They would actually make lovely earrings and also pendants and focal points for bracelets and bangles. So who knows, you might see those in upcoming videos. So just using a regular paintbrush here, I mean you can use a foam eyeshadow applicator if you want to. Obviously then don't use that on your eyes. Only have one set for doing this sort of thing with and one set for you applying your regular makeup with, if you still use foam eyeshadow applicators. So here we are. So I'm just really applying the lighter colours, or the lighter shade there. I think one of them is called Bubble Bath Pink. I think one of them is also called Raspberry. And I don't think I use one called Ballet Slipper, but we do also have one called Ballet Slipper here. So don't forget, turn the mould over, tap out any excess that you may have. Now mica powder is very, very fine. It does get into the atmosphere, so please remember, wear your respirator mask when you're doing this and work in a well ventilated area. So that looks very, very shiny at the moment, very shiny, and looks almost like a pearlized white colour rather than pink, but it is a very, very pale shade of pink. So here I am going in with a slightly darker colour, just adding it to the little accent pieces of and parts of the wings of the butterflies. Yeah. And then just repeating that process. I mean, this was all very much trial and error. We've done a butterflies and so on video before, so if you want to have a look back in our playlist, it's our best performing video, although things don't quite go to plan in it. Let's just put it that way. Things go a little bit wrong. But you'll see if you go back and have a look at that in our playlist. It was done towards the latter part of last year and is a good video to watch. It will be one that we will be repeating, correcting all of the errors that we made. But as you know with us, we will show you the videos whether they go to plan or not to plan, and usually the ones that don't go quite to plan, we do our best to rescue them in some way, shape or form. So here we go, I'm going in, I think this is a third and final colour, almost creating a little bit like an ombre look. I mean, obviously you don't find this shade of butterfly in the natural world. This is our artistic license. Plus I really love these shades of mica powder. So I think, you know, do select a shade that you like the best and use them. If you've got it, then use those powders. There we go. So just a couple more to do. There are a lot of fine details to the butterfly wings in this mould, and I was a tiny bit concerned about whether or not the resin that we were going to use would pick it up, or would it be too thick, would it be too thin? We weren't sure. The resin that we're going to use excuse me, in today's video is right now, I think it's called Ghoule, but then I'm not completely sure, and it's spelt GHGOULE. It's from Amazon. It will be listed in the description box, and I can tell you now that Wayne said he found it quite good to use. So there's the finished dusted mould, which I then cleaned up the excess off the top of it with a wet wipe. So here's Wayne now. He's mixed up the resin, 1-to-1 mixing ratio. It's very, very clear. And now all he's doing is he's adding in the beautiful one of the paler colours of the mica powder that we used to dust the mould. So he's just added that in, mixing it well. There's just a very small amount of resin here. There we go. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. And then he's very carefully going to try and pour it into each one of these butterflies. Then manipulate it using either a microbrush or a little stir stick. Here we go. I think, yeah, we go. He opted to use the microbrush. It's just persuading the resin to go into each little part of the detail, the antenna, and all the parts of the wings in each of these moulds. This bit has been sped up as well. He did take his time doing it, but if we played you the full-length video, then this video in its entirety with it would be at least an hour long, and it's already just over 20 minutes long. So hopefully you're still tuned in and watching. There are quite a few steps to this particular project, and it was exciting to see it coming together. So there we are, just doing the second one, just persuading the resin to go into those areas where we've got the antennae. There we go. There weren't very many bubbles with this resin either. Not very many bubbles at all. But what Wayne did do is once he'd filled all of the moulds, he then gave it a bit of a spritz with some isopropyl alcohol just to get rid of any little surface bubbles and to ensure that, when it cured, we had a good, even cure with no little holes. There we are. So the last 3 coming up. You could also actually make these into little tiny brooches or as decorations for hair slides, Alice bands for your hair. They would look stunning actually as hair decorations for younger bridesmaids at weddings. They really would look stunning. And then obviously you could colour theme them depending on, you could do them the colour depending on if there's a theme for the wedding, as to what theme the couple that were getting married actually wanted to have. So just another little idea and suggestion there. He'd realised he'd got a little bit too much in that mould, so he's just trying to take some out using a little coffee stir stick. There we go. Just so that when it cured flat to the surface and it didn't have any doming going on, because that's not what we want. We need it to be a flat surface so that we can use them, at least 2 of them, in another part of this project, which you will see coming up very, very soon. There we go. And this is the final one now. Of course, resin does self-level, but sometimes, as we've seen and we know, it takes a little bit of persuasion. So, mixed up some more clear resin and adding some of that lovely, I want to call it confetti style glitter tint, but I'm sure that Jules from Resin Jules would be able to explain it better. Do check her out on Instagram. She quite often does lives. She does product launches and so on. And it's fascinating to watch. Right, so also then Wayne is using this rather nifty, handy little shovel, also from Resin Chills, just to put some of that beautiful confetti style glitter in there. Look at those lovely little flowers. Now, this is our artistic license being used here again as linking to the natural world, more in the floral, botanical. Maybe it's a bit of a stretch of the imagination there, but I think that, we couldn't not use this glitter. It's stunning. Look at those pops of colour. Wow. Look at that. We actually put 2 level shovelfuls of glitter in. So just realise at this point that some of the actual flowers themselves had sunk to the bottom. So Wayne stopped pouring into this. This is the base of the mould. So he stopped pouring into the base, gave it a bit of a stir up, and then went back and re-poured the rest of it in, which you will see he will do any moment now. There we go. And he's back again. So there you go. So some of the flowers, because they're heavier than the rest of it, of the glitter, will make their way to the bottom of the mould, but that's absolutely fine. There we go. So this is the second one. This is the second part of the mould. We did actually, this mould comes in 3 pieces, bottom, middle, top. Or the bottom, the middle layer, and then the lid. We actually did an additional layer. You won't see us pour that because we realised towards the end we did need to do the additional layer because we didn't want to cut down the plastic spindle that you will use to connect all of them together. So that's the second one done. This is the lid. So you're just pouring that in now. Looks absolutely stunning. I love those delicate little flowers and all the little pops and sparkle colour in the clear glitter. Look, absolutely gorgeous. I can't say the word stunning again. I've got to say a different word. Gorgeous, beautiful, captivating. There we go. So this is the following day. This is Wayne. He's just doing moulding the lid. Here we go. It's beautiful. It was still pliable, so he did press it flat and then left it a few more hours before then actually doing the next step. Obviously, we'll skip ahead in this video to that part. So here he is just demoulding this part. There we go. Just being a bit careful with the mould, although they are very good quality moulds, these. Yeah. It's got little sections, there you are, so you could put earrings in one, rings in another. You could section everything out quite nicely. We're referring to it as a jewellery box, a flower-shaped jewellery box. But you could put anything in it, really. There we go. There's the other part. Now, as I said, we did do another section, and we did that one off camera. But here we are. Here's the idea. This is what it looks like if it's just 2 sections, but we decided to go with a 3rd section as well. Now then, here are these beautiful butterflies. Look, they are gorgeous. They're not overly shiny. That was one thing we noticed. I thought this was a shiny mould, but it's got a slightly matte finish to it, but that's absolutely okay. Absolutely fine. So just go a bit careful when you're trying to take them out of the mould round by where these more delicate parts are, like the antenna, because obviously you don't want to take it out the mould and be a bit not quite so gentle and end up leaving half of it behind. So this was the ideas we were thinking. Do we go with 2 more of the rounded shaped wings? Do we go with 2 more of the angular pointy type wings? And this is the lid. So this is just a little something extra on this piece. Here we are. Oh, here you go. Oh, you did film the demould of the 3rd piece. Yeah, I stand corrected. I know he didn't film the pouring part of it because obviously you'd already seen that. So there we go. So we've got 3 sections and a lid. So plenty of room to put necklaces, bracelets, earrings, rings, studs, all those sorts of things. It's stunning. He's just at the moment then looking at it thinking, and just admiring the way that the glitter sparkles, all that lovely little, the pops of colour. He did also pour a small amount into here. Now this, we realised, is the stopper, the top part that will go on the lid of this project, on the lid of this beautiful jewellery box. There we go. It will keep it all together. You'll see what we mean when we progress a bit further into this video, although not much longer, I promise. There we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. 3 sections, and then the 4th bit is the lid. And then you pop the little hard plastic tube down through it, and then that little part would go, then that you saw, the little tiny round thing that we poured would go on the top. Now that's what will happen if you don't put a lid on, if you don't put a little stopper part on. The lid will just slide off, all the sections will come apart, and that's not what you want. So okay, Wayne is now, he's made a decision as to what butterflies he's going to put on, and he's also just fixing on that little round section there we go, to the top of the lid, over where the hard plastic tube will go. So he's just securing that with some UV resin, and then applying the UV torchlight there just to cure it. Obviously if you've got a bigger UV lamp, then pop it under the UV lamp, whatever you feel comfortable doing, but Wayne opted to use the torch on this occasion. Did leave it there for some while. Now he's also applying a small amount of UV resin to the base part, the base layer of the jewellery box. So obviously decide how you're going to put it. Are you going to have the section, the layer with the sections in it on the bottom, or are you just going to have it where it's open? So we opted for the open one, and then the one with the sectioning in the middle, and then another open one without section and dividers as the top. So what he's going to do is he's coated a bit of UV resin in the bottom section where that plastic tubing would go. He's just pushing it back up to the top, so he gets the right amount of tubing in the bottom layer, and then he's applying the torch so it acts as a glue. There we go. So it acts as a glue and it keeps it in place. There we are. That little round disc does sit proud of on the lid, unfortunately. That's just the design of it. So here we are. Excuse me. He has now made a decision as to which butterflies he's going to put on the lid. And then he's using, again, UV resin as his glue. I think this is my favourite butterfly, actually, out of all 6 of them. So he's been generous, but not too generous with the UV glue, or the UV resin. UV glue, the UV resin. And he's doing both of them. And then he'll use the torch again to cure them. As I said, you could use the UV lamp. Just make sure that when you cure them, you do cure them from the top side, and then obviously cure them from the underneath as well. You'll get a better adhesion then, or adhere to the what you want it to adhere to. So in this case, the lid of the jewellery box. There we go. So just applying the UV light to it using the torch just to fix it into place. And here we are with the final shot. I think that just shows you how the different layers work, what the sorts of things you can be stored. As you can see, there's a ring, there's some earrings, there's a necklace, there's plenty of room in there. And those 2 beautiful butterflies on the lid. Absolutely gorgeous. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give us a like, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment as to what colours you would use. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we will see you again very soon with another video. Take care everyone. Bye-bye.